The Young and the Restless, spoilers for Wednesday, July 2nd, have Phyllis stumbling upon some valuable intel, Cain reconnecting with someone from his past, and Devin and Amanda sharing a heated exchange. Phyllis Summers has been known to make her luck in life. She's always putting herself in the thick of things, hoping to come out on top. It's a numbers game. The more Phyllis keeps throwing darts, the more likely she is to hit a bullseye. On Wednesday's show, watch for Phyllis to stumble upon some valuable intel. What kind of information will she find? Hopefully, it'll be something that enables her to cozy up to Cain so she can get her hooks into Chancellor Industries. And then, Phyllis can show everyone in town that she deserves their respect. Cain knows a lot of people in Genoa City. And why not? He lived there for over a decade. Once Cain returns to Genoa City, he may want to make up for lost time and reconnect with some people he hasn't seen in years. On Wednesday's show, watch for Cain to reconnect with someone from his past. He already reacquainted himself with most of the people he knew in Genoa City at his party in France. Who is he going to see again? Perhaps he's going to reconnect with Jill or someone else he can trust. Maybe Cain is going to touch base with someone who he met after he left town all those years ago. We've seen Lily and Amanda share words over the attorney's decision to keep secret the fact that Cain and Aristotle were the same person. On Wednesday's show, watch for Devin to have some words with Amanda. The attorney often drops into conversation with Devin some not-so-subtle reminders that Devin betrayed her when he took up with Abby. Amanda doesn't feel that she's done anything wrong in being loyal to her boss. Perhaps Devin and Amanda hashing things out will bring the two close to each other once again. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless recap for Tuesday, July 1st, reveals that Cain Ashby and Chelsea Lawson will have an encounter that surprises them both. Holden Novak will also find out he has to connect with 4 people based on Cain's new orders. So here's how Tuesday's action will go down. On the train, Sally Spectra will return from clearing her head and find that Billy Abbott is waiting with a dish he had the chef prepare just for her. Sally will scold Billy for trying to distract her with French fries and hot sauce since she meant her recent deal-breaker. However, it turns out Billy will have a handwritten agreement on the dessert tray. It'll spell out exactly what Sally wanted, meaning she'll get control of Abbott Communications if Billy goes after Chancellor with Cain, so they'll both sign it. Although Sally will remain concerned about revenge driving Billy, she'll appreciate his faith in her and will write "I love you" on his hand before they share a kiss. Next on Tuesday's Y&R episode, Nick Newman, Sharon Newman, Damian Cain, and Lily Winters will all debate Cain's motives as they sit around the dinner table. Lily will end up mentioning Cain's claim that someone may try to kill him, but she won't really believe it. Although none of them will be thrilled about being stranded, Lily will jokingly ask if the worst that could happen is Cain stealing all their companies while they're trapped. In Genoa City, Cain will meet with Holden at Crimson Lights, so Holden will be confused over Mr. Dumas wanting to see him out in the open like this. Cain will urge Holden to call him Cain Ashby now, and admit that Aristotle Dumas will soon cease to exist. Holden will assure Cain that no one suspects their little arrangement. The firing was necessary so that Cain could secretly bring Holden back and have him work under the radar, like when he helped snatch up the properties downtown. Holden will start asking a lot of questions, but Cain will shut him down and make it clear that his intentions will stay private. Cain will give Holden some names and encourage him to make connections with them. Chelsea, Adam Newman, Mariah Copeland, and Claire Newman will all be on the list. Holden will note that he's already made inroads with Claire, so Cain will be pleased over that news. Although Holden will be curious about the reason for all these connections, Cain will remain cagey. Cain will just want Holden to be friendly and avoid stirring up suspicions, so Holden will have no problem doing that. Next, Cain will ask about Damien and his bond with Lily, so Holden will admit she was a big part of why Damien stayed in town. Damien's interest in Lily is unlike any other woman from his past, so Holden will mention that to Cain. Cain will eventually admit to Holden that he has a history with Lily and that he's worried about Damien being a player. Holden won't be so sure that's still the case anymore with Damien, but Cain will refuse to risk Lily getting hurt. After Holden takes off, Cain will daydream about happier times when he danced with Lily in the coffee house. Suddenly, Chelsea will pop up and call out Cain's name as she reacts to his surprise appearance. It'll leave Chelsea looking confused as she asks when Cain got back to town. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Billy Abbott may find himself on a murder suspect list. Is Billy about to get caught up in a disturbing investigation? Y&R fans know Cain Ashby gave Chance Chancellor updates on a major threat. Cain believes that someone wants to kill him, so there are a few ways this storyline could go. It's possible that we're dealing with an attempted murder mystery if Cain is truly the victim. We know the show isn't killing off Cain, but he might end up in a fight for his life, and that could still lead to a whodunit with multiple suspects. Another option might be if someone like Chance winds up a goner instead, either by mistake or because he tries to stop the killer. Connor Floyd has already wrapped filming at Y&R and is now filming at Days of Our Lives instead, so that's worth keeping in mind. Whatever the case, there could be a full-blown murder investigation if someone truly dies on Cain's property. Now that Damian Cain has touched one of Cain's knives on the train, all signs point to him becoming a suspect if that knife is involved in the looming crime. However, it wouldn't be a proper whodunit if there was only one suspect. That's especially true since Damian will presumably be proven innocent sooner or later. The show will have to keep pointing suspicion in new directions to keep the drama going, so Billy could land in hot water. Billy seems way too confident that he can basically manipulate Cain when it comes to his pursuit of Chancellor. Cain and Billy have a contentious history that may come into play once again. There's a good chance Cain will have no interest in handing Billy the Chancellor reins if he actually pulls this off. Cain may hope to put Lily Winters in charge, or even run the company alongside her if he can win her back. It's just tough to think that Cain is going to all this Chancellor effort and then let Billy run the show. Billy may crash and burn when it comes to pushing for this Cain alliance. It could reignite Cain and Billy's conflict, so we won't be surprised if Billy becomes a suspect in Cain's attempted murder, or even a real murder that ties in with Cain somehow. On The Young and the Restless, Cain Ashby spent 6 years protecting his identity from the world. Now that Lily knows the truth, he doesn't seem to care who sees him, but yet he still has secrets to hide. Now that Cain has revealed himself as Aristotle Dumas, he doesn't seem to mind being seen. Oddly, he snuck out of his own estate while everyone else thinks they're stranded there after a big storm passed by the night he joined his guests at the cocktail party. As Amanda was watching the guests on the monitor in Cain's office, she got a text advising her that he had gone to Genoa City and to cover for him with the guests. Amanda seemed to take it in stride, but how will she explain to the already testy crowd that their host managed to get out, and back to the city they're all in a hurry to get home to? But it's not like everyone Cain knows in Genoa City is at his estate in the French Riviera. Is he no longer concerned about being identified? Adam and Chelsea are still at home and certainly remember Cain. In fact, Cain was the first person, other than Billy, who met Chelsea back in Myanmar when she was a scammer. Billy had fallen for her tourist trap, and long story short, he wound up in a Myanmar prison. Billy had asked Cain to go there and track down the woman who framed him. And that's how Cain met Chelsea, who was bartending at the time and conning travelers. The next time they met, she was in Genoa City, claiming to be pregnant with Billy's baby, which was true. So, with Cain sneaking back to Genoa City, what do we guess the chances are that he'll run into Chelsea? If she and Adam find out that Cain was Aristotle Dumas, they could break the news through Newman Media before Billy and Sally do. But it would be wiser of Adam to tell Victor before telling the world, to give him what Adam thinks is the upper hand. Of course, with the Wi-Fi out at the Dumas estate in the French Riviera, he'll have no choice but to try to get to his dad in person. Genoa City is facing a storm of emotional turmoil as beloved characters in The Young and the Restless confront a life-threatening health scare and an emerging power struggle that threatens to change everything. What began as a quiet return to Genoa City has turned into a medical emergency with far-reaching consequences. Cole Howard, once a central figure in the lives of Victoria and Claire Newman, is now fighting for his life after being diagnosed with Legionnaire's disease, a rare and potentially fatal respiratory infection. Cole had returned from a lengthy business trip, appearing slightly under the weather. Initially brushing off symptoms as fatigue, his health took a dramatic downturn during Nikki Newman's birthday party. In the middle of a dance with Victoria, Cole collapsed, coughing violently and struggling to breathe. His condition rapidly worsened, revealing just how long he had been hiding his illness. Medical professionals in Chicago confirmed the diagnosis and placed Cole in critical care. The delay in seeking treatment proved costly, leaving his body weak and less responsive to antibiotics. Now, the Newman family is faced with the sobering possibility of losing someone they deeply care about. For Victoria Newman, Cole's health crisis is more than just a scare. It's a deeply personal reckoning. Their shared history is filled with love, conflict, and unresolved emotions. As she held him in her arms during his collapse, the gravity of the moment hit her hard. Despite all the signs she had noticed before, his dizziness, coughing fits, and general fatigue, she hadn't expected this outcome. Meanwhile, Claire Newman is dealing with her own emotional upheaval. Just beginning to build a meaningful relationship with Cole, whom she had come to view as a mentor and father figure, Claire is now grappling with the fear of losing him too soon. The fragile bond between them, still in its early stages, is now at risk of being broken forever. Both women are navigating a storm of fear, regret, and helplessness as they wait for updates from the hospital. The pain of not acting sooner, of misreading the signs, weighs heavily on them. While the Newman family is consumed by Cole's medical crisis, another drama is quietly unfolding in the shadows of Genoa City. Cain&Chelsea is orchestrating a calculated rise to power using strategic alliances and stealthy maneuvers to gain influence over the city's most important institutions. Working alongside silent partner Holden Novak, Cain has already begun taking control of key commercial properties linked to Newman Enterprises. His slow, methodical approach is gaining momentum, and with the Newman family distracted, there's little to stop his progress. The question now looming over Genoa City: could Cole's illness somehow be linked to this broader scheme? Was it mere coincidence or part of a larger, more sinister plan? With Cole's condition worsening and Cain's power grab in full swing, Genoa City stands at a crossroads. The emotional and political landscapes are both shifting, and the future remains uncertain. Victoria and Claire must brace for the possibility of heartbreaking loss, while also confronting the challenges that lie ahead. Whether Cole survives or not, his illness will leave lasting scars on those closest to him and could spark dramatic shifts in both personal relationships and corporate alliances. The Young and the Restless, spoilers for Wednesday, July 2nd, reveals that Phyllis Summers will feel like she's hit the jackpot while Amanda Sinclair tries to keep a lid on some secrets. Cain&Chelsea will also lie when Chelsea Lawson puts him through a grilling session, so here's what viewers can expect. After getting spotted by Chelsea at Crimson Lights, Cain will have to explain his sudden return to Genoa City. Although Cain will offer up some excuses, Chelsea won't think she's getting the real story. Since Chelsea has already been trying to figure out the identity of Aristotle Dumas, the wheels should start turning for her soon enough. It won't be long until Chelsea updates Adam Newman on all the latest Cain news, so the Dumas puzzle pieces may come together quickly. In Nice, Devin Winters will corner Amanda and interrogate her about Cain's intentions. However, Amanda will make it clear that even if she knew all Cain's plans, she wouldn't divulge them to Devin. Amanda will show her loyalty to Cain and throw Devin's past betrayal in his face, so there'll be some tense moments on Wednesday's Y&R episode. Despite Devin's attempt to gather more information, Amanda will do her best to keep Cain's secrets under wraps. Nevertheless, Phyllis has a knack for finding out things she shouldn't. It's possible Phyllis will overhear Amanda on a phone call with Cain, or maybe she could catch a glimpse of Amanda's texts and realize that Cain's secretly in GC right now. Then again, Phyllis might stumble across some other clue about Cain's agenda instead. Whatever the case, Phyllis will make an intriguing discovery and think she's hit the jackpot when it comes to info that'll give her the upper hand. In a dramatic twist that could redefine the power structure in The Young and the Restless, a long-presumed dead Cole Howard has re-emerged under a new identity, Aristotle Dumas. His return isn't a heartfelt reunion, but the launch of a secret war against the Newman family. With allies Cain&Chelsea and the enigmatic Claire by his side, Cole is determined to dismantle the legacy that once cast him aside. As Victoria begins to uncover the truth, the battle lines are drawn for a war no one saw coming. A ghost from the past returns with vengeance. Far from the glitz of Genoa City, in the underground vaults of Paris, a calculated plot unfolds. Cole Howard, once mourned and forgotten, is alive. His new persona, Aristotle Dumas, feared and revered in global business circles. Rather than a peaceful return, Cole's reappearance is driven by years of simmering resentment. Having felt discarded by the Newman dynasty, he now seeks retribution. Claire, believed to be his daughter with Victoria, is revealed to be a carefully trained operative, loyal not by blood, but by belief in Cole's mission. Alongside Cain Ashby, a man driven more by desperation than devotion, Cole orchestrates a strategy to bring the Newmans to their knees, economically, emotionally, and publicly. Victoria uncovers the truth. Back in Genoa City, Victoria senses that something is off. Rumors about a powerful, yet faceless businessman in Europe stir her suspicions. A chance glimpse of a familiar silhouette during a trip to Europe sends her on a personal mission that leads to a harrowing discovery. Cole is alive and plotting against her family. In a tense moment of espionage, Victoria infiltrates the heart of Cole's Parisian hideout and overhears a chilling conversation. Cain discusses surveillance on key Newmans. Claire outlines plans to manipulate public perception, and then Cole speaks, voicing his intent to destroy everything the Newmans built, starting with Victoria herself. The shock leaves her breathless, but also resolute. The battle for power intensifies. Cole's leadership within the underground Dumas empire is ruthless. While Claire remains a cold and calculated strategist, Cain's growing instability and fear of Cole's wrath raise internal tensions. Despite this, the trio moves forward with their plan, which includes using inside access to sabotage Newman enterprises from within. In Genoa City, Victoria returns, shaken but alert. Every business meeting, every corporate shift now takes on a new light. Claire, once viewed as a daughter, is now a threat. And Cain's movements suggest deeper involvement than anyone suspects. Victoria understands that she must act strategically. Without hard evidence, she risks sounding delusional. So she waits, gathers information, and plays the long game, the calm before the storm. As the Newman family remains unaware of the storm brewing beneath their feet, others begin to notice subtle changes. Lily, ever cautious, remains skeptical of Cain's behavior and the lingering shadow he casts. Meanwhile, Cain continues secret meetings in Genoa City, preparing for the next stage of the operation. He pulls Holden, a trusted fixer, back into the fold, setting the stage for more aggressive maneuvers in the real estate market and beyond. But behind Cain's confident exterior is a man walking on a tightrope. He knows that Cole tolerates no mistakes, and failure could cost more than just his freedom. Victoria prepares her counterstrike. Alone in her suite, Victoria processes the emotional wreckage. Betrayed by Cole and Claire, she struggles with the reality that their love and connection were a facade. But rather than collapse, she rises. Determined not to be a pawn in their twisted game, she commits to exposing the truth, no matter the cost. She won't rush into the boardroom waving accusations. Instead, she'll observe, strategize, and wait for her moment. Cole may have chosen to become a storm, but Victoria will be the flood, silent, creeping, and ultimately devastating. Conclusion: the return of Cole Howard, now Damas, has triggered a seismic shift beneath Genoa City's corporate and emotional landscape. With Cain and Claire executing his vision, and Victoria quietly preparing her counterattack, the stage is set for an explosive confrontation. The Newman legacy, once seen as indestructible, now faces its greatest internal threat. Genoa City is bracing for chaos as a long-dead man resurfaces, not in flesh, but in power, secrets, and deception. For days, silence hung heavy over Genoa City. The tragic death of Cole Howard, a beloved novelist and once a trusted part of the Newman family, had shaken the community. Victoria Newman was consumed with grief. Her daughter Claire clung to the final words Cole had whispered before his reported passing. A symbolic funeral was held. Friends, family, and even enemies gathered to honor what they believed was a man lost to illness and pain. But as mourners laid flowers in his memory, Cole Howard was very much alive. Far from the candlelit memorials, a man moved silently through the streets of Paris. With a new name, a different appearance, and encrypted communications, he plotted in the shadows. Cole Howard, it turns out, had faked his death. But why? What began as whispers grew into a stunning revelation. Cole wasn't running from illness, but from truth. He had buried his past under decades of false identities, and now he was fleeing something he once controlled. A powerful force unraveling at the seams. This new identity, known only to a few as Aristotle Dumas, was far more dangerous than Cole Howard had ever been. Central to Cole's transformation is his secret alliance with Cain Ashby, once disgraced, now quietly regaining influence. Cain returned to Genoa City under the guise of redemption, but his true aim was power. Together, Cole and Cain formed a partnership rooted in strategy, not trust. Offshore accounts, blind trusts, and mercenaries were part of a chilling blueprint to erase Cole's old life and build something new in its place. Behind the scenes, the two men launched a shadow campaign. One aimed not just at personal rebirth, but at dismantling Newman Enterprises from within. Clues began to surface. A whistleblower leaked a report linking Cole's alias to a private jet landing in Nice. Victoria grew suspicious. His farewell had been too scripted. Claire found no medical records, no death certificate, nothing to prove Cole had ever been terminally ill. Then came the most damning discovery: a hidden identity from the past. According to intelligence gathered by Chance Chancellor, Cole Howard was once Lachlan Avery, a man involved in corporate espionage in Europe 2 decades ago. If true, Cole had lived a lie from the beginning, using charm and fiction to mask a web of manipulation. And the destruction wasn't over. Soon, failed corporate deals, financial sabotage, and stolen patents pointed to shell companies tied to Cain. As Victoria's grief turned to fury, Devon, Lily, and others began their own investigations. A cryptic donation to a Parisian clinic opened a new door, one connected to a manuscript Cole had once given Lily, describing a character who faked his death using the same clues now found in real life. It wasn't just a story. It was Cole's plan in disguise. As the truth spread, Victoria gathered the Newman family to reveal the betrayal. Nick was enraged, vowing to track Cole down. Nikki blamed herself. Claire, the most wounded of all, said nothing. In her silence, resolve grew. The man she had loved as her father had vanished, not into death, but into reinvention. Her heartbreak became a quiet strength. In the catacombs beneath the Paris Opera House, Cain met not Cole, but Aristotle Dumas. A man with no past, only ambition. Cole had shed his skin. The quiet man who had whispered farewells in Genoa City now spoke like a strategist, claiming blood loyalty was a weakness and that the past always returns. But he underestimated Claire and Victoria. At an elite French chateau, Victoria overheard Cain call Cole by the name she had never heard before. The revelation was crushing. Everything, his death, his illness, his tenderness, had been a lie. He had manipulated the entire Newman family, crafting a role and exiting it only to build an empire of shadows. As Cole prepares to reveal himself to the world as Aristotle Dumas, Victoria knows the stakes. His return won't be subtle. It will be calculated and explosive. Cain is just one pawn in a game that may already involve others, even Victor Newman himself. Was this a master plan Victor knew about? Or has the great strategist finally been outplayed? Victoria stands alone with the truth, dangerous and devastating, but she won't stay silent. She can't. Not when Genoa City stands at the edge of collapse. Not when her daughter's heart is at stake. Not when the empire she's helped build is under siege from within. What started as a tragic death has become something far darker. Cole Howard may be gone, but Aristotle Dumas is rising, and he brings with him the power to change Genoa City forever. Betrayal runs deep. Loyalties are being tested, and as the storm brews, one thing is clear. In a surprising twist on The Young and the Restless, Cain has quietly returned to Genoa City, setting off a dangerous chain of events aimed at taking down Victor Newman. With a secret alliance, a covert hit list, and old grudges resurfacing, the tension is mounting in a battle that could divide families and shake corporate empires. After months under this radar, Cain re-emerged from France under the pretense of being trapped by a storm. In truth, he snuck away to Genoa City for a secret meeting with Holden Novak, a former employee turned covert operative now working directly for Cain under his alias Duma. Cain has tasked Holden with executing a complex plan involving real estate purchases and strategic social infiltration. While guests remain secluded at a French chateau, unaware of Cain's whereabouts, he is already making moves back home. Amanda Sinclair, Cain's lawyer and co-conspirator, has been keeping the party guests distracted while Cain operates behind the scenes. Cain's goal? Target key players in Victor Newman's circle, some as potential allies, others as possible collateral damage. Cain provided Holden with a list of individuals to get close to, without explaining the reasoning behind their selection. These names include: each person on the list is either a Newman or closely connected to the family. Cain has instructed Holden to build relationships with them, particularly Claire, whom Holden has already grown close to even before receiving his mission. Claire, working under Nikki at Chancellor Industries, is Victoria's daughter. Abby is often overlooked, but still a Newman, and both Adam and Chelsea hold influential roles at Newman Media. Mariah's connection to Sharon and Nick makes her another valuable strategic link. The question remains, are these people being recruited as allies, or are they simply pawns in Cain's war? Meanwhile, back in France, another alliance is brewing. Billy Abbott has confided in Sally Spectra that he's willing to team up with Cain against Victor, with hopes of reclaiming Chancellor Winters. This development adds more intrigue, as Billy could become a wild card in Cain's plot. The Newman family, especially Victor, remains on high alert. When Chelsea spots Cain at Crimson Lights, her instincts kick in. A former con artist herself, she quickly suspects something is wrong and informs Adam. The two begin piecing things together and suspect Cain is actually Dumas, Victor's elusive adversary for the past 6 years. Adam wastes no time and rushes to France to warn Victor. But by then, the damage may already be done. With hidden surveillance footage potentially revealing Adam's arrival, Cain and Amanda might still have time to adjust their strategy. Cain's return is more than just personal revenge. It's a calculated campaign involving deception, corporate chess moves, and emotional manipulation. The Winters family, who hold their own grievances against Victor for betraying Lily in a past business deal, might play a pivotal role. While Devin once respected Victor, both he and Lily harbor resentment toward Cain. Whether they'll stay neutral or eventually take sides could shift the balance of power. As the pieces continue to move, the coming weeks on The Young and the Restless promise high drama. Will Cain succeed in turning Victor's inner circle against him? Or will the Newman family rally and expose his scheme before it's too late? One thing is certain, Cain&Chelsea return has reignited long-simmering tensions in Genoa City. As battle lines are drawn, fans can expect betrayal, shifting alliances, and explosive revelations. In the heart of Genoa City, where corporate empires clash and family ties twist, a chilling conspiracy has come to light. Victoria Newman, a sharp-minded executive of Newman Enterprises, has uncovered a plot that threatens to shake the foundations of the city's most powerful institutions. What began as a flicker of suspicion has spiraled into a dangerous journey, revealing secrets hidden in the shadows of Nice, France, and implicating figures once trusted as family and friends. This is a story of betrayal, surveillance, and a fight for truth that could change Genoa City forever. Victoria Newman has always been guided by her instincts, honed by years navigating the cutthroat world of corporate politics and family secrets. When Cole, a figure from her past, reappeared in Genoa City with an unsettling calm, Victoria sensed trouble. His polished words and calculated demeanor raised red flags, as did the behavior of Claire, who clung to him not as a daughter, but as a loyal subordinate. The sudden return of Cain, another familiar face, only deepened her unease. The timing felt too perfect, too orchestrated. Determined to uncover the truth, Victoria played along with the warm reunions, all while her mind dissected every gesture and whisper. Her suspicions led her far from the gleaming towers of Newman Enterprises to the sunlit streets of Nice, France. Under the guise of a spontaneous vacation, she followed a trail of cryptic transactions and encrypted messages. What she discovered was far darker than she could have imagined. In the historic old quarter of Nice, hidden behind a rusted alleyway, Victoria found a reinforced steel door. Watching from a distance, she saw Cole, Claire, and Cain emerge, not from a hotel or villa, but from an underground bunker. This was no temporary hideout. It was a fully equipped headquarters, complete with humming computers, medical equipment, and surveillance monitors displaying live feeds from multiple cities, including Genoa City. Documents strewn across a table bore Newman letterheads, court records, and photographs of key figures like Nick and Adam Newman. It was clear this group was not just observing, but orchestrating a calculated plan to manipulate and control. Victoria's stealthy exploration of the bunker was cut short when a misplaced elbow triggered a clink of glass, alerting her captors. Cole, Claire, and Cain confronted her, their facades stripped away to reveal cold determination. Bound and gagged, Victoria was dragged back into the bunker, where Cole issued a chilling warning. Exposure would mean her disappearance, without a trace. The man she once loved had transformed into something unrecognizable, driven by years of pain and revenge. Claire, too, stood firm, her loyalty to Cole unwavering, while Cain watched in silent complicity. Trapped in the bunker, Victoria endured days of captivity, her resolve tested, but unbroken. She overheard fragments of their plans, moves against Newman Enterprises, stock market manipulations, character assassinations, and even faked deaths. Cole emerged as the mastermind, his calm exterior masking a ruthless agenda. Yet, in Claire's hesitant glances and trembling hands, Victoria glimpsed a crack in their united front, a potential path to freedom. As the days blurred, Victoria's defiance grew. She confronted Cole and Claire, calling out their transformation into monsters who had abandoned their humanity. Her words struck a nerve, briefly shaking Claire's resolve, but Cole remained unyielding, his threats laced with a knife's edge. In a tense standoff, Victoria challenged him to act on his threats, but he hesitated, leaving her alive, for now. Meanwhile, in Nice, another thread of the conspiracy began to unravel. Devon, driven by his own suspicions about Cain's return, confronted Amanda in a quiet courtyard. Their exchange was charged with old wounds and lingering distrust. Amanda, poised yet guarded, refused to divulge Cain's plans, defending her loyalty to him and hinting at stakes far beyond corporate games. Devine's pleas for transparency fell on deaf ears, leaving him grappling with the weight of betrayal and unanswered questions. Unbeknownst to them, Phyllis, ever the opportunist, was also in Nice, driven by her knack for sniffing out secrets. Overhearing Amanda's cryptic phone conversation mentioning Cain and a plan, Phyllis seized the moment to infiltrate Amanda's hotel room. There, she uncovered damning evidence, messages hinting at a coordinated effort against Victor Newman and the power structures of Genoa City. The Chancellor fortune, Newman Enterprises, and Abbott interests all stood on the brink of upheaval, with Cain at the center, holding the match. Victoria's discovery of a hidden bunker in Nice has exposed a conspiracy that threatens to rewrite the power dynamics of Genoa City. With Cole, Claire, and Cain orchestrating a silent war, and Amanda guarding their secrets, the stakes are higher than ever. Phyllis's findings add another layer of intrigue, suggesting that the web of deception extends far beyond one city or family. For Victoria, trapped but unbowed, the fight for truth is a battle for survival. Her resolve to escape and expose the truth could spark a seismic fallout, challenging the loyalties and legacies that define Genoa City. As the saga unfolds, questions linger. Can Victoria turn Claire's doubt into an opportunity for escape. Will Phyllis's discovery tip the scales, or will she too become entangled in the conspiracy? And what of Devon, caught between personal betrayal and corporate warfare? One thing is certain, the war has begun, and its outcome will determine who survives in a city where secrets are the ultimate currency. The world watches, waiting to see whether truth or treachery will prevail. Is this fan right? Did Mariah do something terrible, but for the very best reason? It takes a bold mind to dive headfirst into the wild world of The Young and the Restless with a theory so scandalous, so jaw-dropping, that it practically demands its own special episode. Enter superfan Anthony Arena, who may have just blown the entire Genoa City fandom's mind with his take on what really went down with Mariah. If this theory turns out to be true, buckle up, because this is the kind of soap chaos that keeps fans coming back for more. According to Anthony, our girl Mariah might have found herself in a whole lot more than just a casual night out. Picture this: she has one too many drinks, ends up in a questionable situation with an older man she meets at a bar. And suddenly, boom. Scene: flashbacks to Ian Ward, the cult leader who tormented her years ago. But here's the kicker. What if it wasn't just a trauma response? Our awesome fan suggests Mariah freaked out for a reason. In a haze of fear and survival instincts, she ends up killing this mystery man, and then hides the body. Classic soap panic mode, right? But plot twist incoming. Through DNA testing, it's revealed the man was Ian Ward. Yes, you read that right. Either thanks to some ultra-realistic Hollywood-style mask or plastic surgery, the monster from her past returned in disguise. And Mariah knew, not consciously, but on some deep, instinctual level. She felt the danger and acted out of self-preservation. And just like that, Y&R would deliver a shocking redemption arc. Mariah's crushing guilt? Gone. Her trauma? Validated. She didn't just react, she survived. But this being Soapland, things can't be tied up too neatly. Enter Tessa. While Mariah was drowning in guilt and secrets, Tessa moves on. With Daniel. Oh yes, we're going there. But don't panic, Taraya fans. This story isn't over. Tessa will realize Daniel was just a rebound, and her heart still belongs to Mariah. Cue the emotional reunion. But not everyone comes out of this unscathed. Poor Daniel, heartbroken yet again, will slip back into his signature moody brooding. Because honestly, what is Daniel Romalotti without a cloud of sadness trailing behind him? And right on cue, Phyllis will start meddling, desperately trying to lift her son's spirits, only to push him further into emotional despair. Anthony Arena, take a bow. If this fan theory plays out, The Young and the Restless might just deliver one of the most mind-blowing, emotionally charged arcs in recent memory. Murder, mistaken identity, romance, heartbreak. It's got all the makings of a classic. Find out why Michelle Morgan's unforgettable performance as Amanda Sinclair in June earned her Soap Hub's Performer of the Month honor. Soap Hub is thrilled to honor Michelle Morgan as our Performer of the Month for June, thanks to her powerful and nuanced portrayal of Amanda Sinclair on The Young and the Restless. Morgan's standout performance this month was nothing short of captivating as she played a key role in the game-changing Cain reveal, all while navigating a whirlwind of drama in the south of France. As Amanda, Morgan has masterfully balanced the emotional turmoil of her character, who has often found herself caught in the web of secrets and lies surrounding Cain Ashby and his mysterious alter ego, Dumas. Her strong presence and compelling performance made Amanda's involvement in the Dumas storyline unforgettable. As the events unfolded in the picturesque setting of the French Riviera, Amanda was forced to confront the complexities of her own choices and relationships, all while assisting Cain in orchestrating one of the biggest twists of the year. Morgan's chemistry with her co-stars, especially Flynn, has been undeniable, adding layers of intrigue to the unfolding mystery. Her portrayal of Amanda, from her quiet strength to her internal struggle, has resonated with audiences, earning her a deserved spot as one of the show's most beloved and versatile performers. Her interactions with Phyllis were particularly notable this month, as the two women clashed over their respective agendas. Whether navigating tense exchanges or offering her unwavering loyalty to Cain, Michelle's portrayal of Amanda's determination and vulnerability brought the storyline to life. Her scenes with Lily were equally powerful, as Amanda struggled to balance her loyalty to Cain with her desire to protect Lily from the truth. And, of course, her ongoing dynamic with Devon showcased the complexities of their relationship, which has consistently been one of the show's most compelling emotional threads. Whether in moments of conflict or support, Michelle's performance conveyed the depth of their shared history and unspoken bond. In a role that requires both poise and vulnerability, Michelle Morgan has truly shone this month, delivering a performance that has not only elevated the young and the restless, but also captured the attention of viewers everywhere. We're excited to see what's next for Amanda, and for Michelle, in the coming months. Congratulations to Michelle Morgan for being Soap Hub's Performer of the Month for June.